Hey everyone, welcome back to Best of the Best Movie, the podcast we figure out once and for all which movie is the best movie of all time. I don't need to say the rest because it's the 16th episode? What?
I don't know.
They know what it is.
15th episode. They know what it's MTV Movie Awards bracket. They got it. Dustin, Dylan, I'm Brett. Have you seen any
movies exist?
Yeah, moving on. I'm ready to vote.
Let's just vote. Hey, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Check out the Patreon.
Let's just move.
Are you about to ask what we've seen outside of the bracket?
Sure. You guys peeking outside the bracket at all? I know we have a conversation, so we've talked to each other about Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Turn him up a bit.
Yeah, turn me up a little bit.
Hey, can you turn me up a little bit?
Turn up his mic. Turn up his snare. Yeah, I watched Bill and Ted Face the Music.
I did not like this movie that much. I like Dennis, and that's about it. I thought it was fun. I thought he was pretty funny, but this movie, I don't know. I did not like Bill and Ted Face the Music at all.
It looked like garbage, but the script was all right, and they're charming and fun. I like those characters.
It's weird because I've been watching a lot of reviews about it, and I feel like the Red Letter Media review. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
They basically said everything I thought, but then were like, but I liked it. Like, they were like, this is annoying, that was stupid, they shouldn't have done this, but I liked it. And I'm like, what?
I think it just boils down to those characters, whether it's like if you like them or not.
No, because I love the first two movies. And this movie, I agree with them that Keanu Reeves was out of it. Like, he was not embodying that character at all. He's
thinking about John Wick.
The vibe I got from this felt like, it felt like Saturday Night Live shot like a digital short. Like, ooh, what if Bill and Ted made another movie? Like, that's what this felt like to me. It felt like it was a parody of Bill and Ted. Obviously, because of the budget, the way it looked.
And they're old as fart now, dude.
Crusty.
But I don't know, it didn't make any sense to me that they still talk like that. Like, surfer dudes don't grow up and still, they might say dude, I don't know, they might have a little bit, but...
Surfer dudes don't grow up. They just die from a heroin overdose under the pier.
They walk into the ocean one day.
The only thing I don't agree with a lot of reviews love the two daughters. And I like the idea of them, but I thought their acting was really weird, in my opinion. Especially the girl from Atypical. Not that she's a bad actress, but she was doing the thing Dustin makes fun of me, where her arms were always out like this. She's always like, we gotta get there.
I think she was trying to do her best Keanu Reeves impression.
Yeah, but it was weird to me.
I think you just didn't like the movie.
Yeah, I didn't like the movie. I thought Dennis was cracking me up. I had to look him up. It's the guy from Barry.
Yeah.
He was super funny. If he had his own movie, I'd be down with that. I just wish. I don't know. I think it all boils down to there's one part in the movie where they're in the phone booth again. This is in the trailer.
Kiefer Sutherland has a sniper.
Oh, see, that's a crossover. I can get behind.
That'd be great.
Bill and Ted meets phone booth. But there's a part where they basically say a line from the first movie where he says, Bill, my friend, and then Ted says, yes, or Ted, my friend. They say that line back to back.
Yeah.
And it felt so non-genuine at all. Like, in the first two movies, it felt pretty genuine. And this one, it just seemed like, oh, we're saying a line from the first movie. It didn't seem, nothing about that seemed natural, I guess. Like, why would they be talking like that when they're 60?
Because we wouldn't recognize them otherwise.
Because they haven't changed.
Yeah, because I didn't recognize Han Solo at all in Star Wars. Because he didn't say the...
Wait, Han Solo came back?
Oh, sorry.
Wait, Han Solo's alive?
Yeah, he's in Bill and Ted. You didn't see him?
No.
I don't want to go off on Bill and Ted, but I was not a big fan of that movie. People, if you do watch it, there is post-credit scenes, so stay after. I will say, whoever did makeup on that job, boy, oh boy, they looked amazing. The old person.
I kept thinking that too. I kept thinking all the money must have gone to like the prosthetics instead of like the green screen.
The old person, like when they looked old, that was amazing. And then when they looked buff, oh my god, I've never seen it look so good before. I was like,
yeah, it usually looks like garbage.
Yeah, I was like, wowzer. Like, I don't know. I thought the makeup and prosthetics were on the ball.
I haven't seen anything else though.
No, me neither.
I don't think so. I'm sure I have. I just forget.
I saw The Long Dumb Road with Jason Mantzoukas and
Saw with him?
starring Jason Mantzoukas and I don't remember his name. The kid that plays Flash Thompson in the new Spider-Man movies.
Michael Imperioli.
Yeah.
From
Pretty good.
Grand Budapest Hotel?
Yeah, Grand Budapest Hotel. Yeah, it's pretty good. It was just a standard road trip movie. And they say the C word in it, and it was pretty funny.
Cat?
Sure.
Couch.
Yes.
Cork.
Okay, so that's half a recommendation for Bill and Ted and a full recommendation for whatever Dustin said.
Wow.
Long Dumb Road?
The Long Dumb Road.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I've just been playing a lot of Pokemon lately, and I don't think we need to get into that.
No.
You know.
I caught a
We're going to talk about Pokemon Go.
I caught a ditto.
No, Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go to the polls.
Should we just get into the brackets? Because this one will be a little bit longer because I do need to go over certain MTV Movie Awards.
Fine, let's get into it.
Yeah,
Hurry up, come on.
The first one.
Okay.
Well, that started it all.
So, yeah. We're talking about this movie had a bye. It skipped the first round. It was seeded into the second round. We're talking about the winner of the first ever MTV Movie Awards from the winner in 1992, Terminator 2.
Woo!
Yeah, I guess I should talk about the awards ceremony first.
What were you doing that year?
What was I doing that year? Probably learned how to walk. 93?
You idiot.
I would have been
You
2 years old.
freaking moron.
I'm sure I knew how to walk by then.
Probably swimming around in my mom's belly.
If you had a guess, the first ever MTV Movie Awards, who would you get to host this bad boy in the 90s, early 90s?
In the 90s.
Dennis Rodman.
Dustin, you're very close.
NBA player?
No, with the name.
Oh, Dennis Miller.
Yeah, Dennis Miller hosted this.
Wow.
I found almost zero footage from this other than one clip, but I'll get to that when I get to it because it was an acceptance speech. But that's all I could find on YouTube. So it's hosted by Dennis Miller. The four performers were, I think I recognize one of these performers. In Vogue or On Vogue, how do you say In Vogue?
Yeah. They have a song.
Performed My Levin, You're Never Gonna Get It.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Other song.
Ugly Kid Joe performed Everything About You.
Sounds like a SoundCloud rapper today.
Yeah.
Ugly Kid Joe.
Ugly Kid Joe is an American hard rock band. The band's name spoofs Pretty Boy Floyd. So
Another very well-known artist.
it's cool when your band name is a spoof of a band no one's heard of. I mean, I'm sure so.
What was the band? What's Pretty Boy Floyd?
I don't know.
You don't need to get into that.
You want me to click that link?
I know Pretty Boy Floyd was in like John Dillinger's gang.
Okay.
Like that was the name of one of the gangsters.
Okay, now I'm gonna get into Pretty Boy Floyd. Here we go. Okay, Pretty Boy Floyd.
Pretty Boy Floyd.
There's
Also a SoundCloud rapper.
I'm trying to think of their songs. What are their famous songs?
Actually, he's a rapper called Ugly God.
Singles. Here we go. Rock and roll is gonna set the night on fire.
Never heard of it.
Too long.
I want to be with you. And do you want to touch?
Do you want to touch? Hey, it's a song about consent.
Wow, he's like, I want to be with you. Do you want to touch?
By the way, Do You Want to Touch is from 2008. So.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arrested Development sang Tennessee.
That's not the song I was expecting.
Who's Arrested Development? I don't think I know them at all.
Rap group.
What they sing? Sing Tennessee for me.
I don't remember the song Tennessee. Are you sure it wasn't The Show?
Okay, and Vince Neil. He's from like Motley Crue, isn't he? What's he from? Motley Crue. I got it right. Okay.
One of those bands.
He sang, "You're invited, but your friends can't come."
Did it sex?
I don't know.
Wouldn't you want your friends to come?
You're invited.
More the merrier,
Your friends
baby.
can't-
Yeah.
Your friends,
You want them to come so they can come.
your friends can't come. Okay, so let's get into the awards. The first ever MTV Movie Awards.
He was making fun of your friend's erectile dysfunction.
Yeah. I don't know how these happened in the evening. I'm just going to read them from bottom to top. The Lifetime Achievement Award. Who do you think deserves the first ever Lifetime Achievement Award?
King Kong.
We can all say, you're very close. You can say it together. Jason Voorhees.
I love it. I wish they would keep doing this.
The
Why are they
Lifetime.
giving it to like Michelle Obama?
Yeah.
Whoever.
Give it to Freddie next time.
Yeah.
Give it to Rocky.
Give it to like fake people. That's so funny.
It'd be cool if
Give
they
it to
could-
Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah, I would give it to him.
Give it to Thanos.
Best new filmmaker went to John Singleton for Boys in the Hood.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, and best action sequence, I'm gonna make you guys guess. It went to L.A. Freeway Scene.
Oh, Terminator 2.
Terminator 2. Do you want me to try to make you guess the other ones?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You're not gonna get any of them other than one, maybe.
Whatever. Fuck off.
Okay, Burning Building / Escape Through Old Tunnel. These are
Wow, that is tough.
These are movies that came out in '91, by the way, and I haven't heard
Backdraft?
of Backdraft. Wow, you got it.
Holy shit!
You just know the ride, don't you?
I know that's an LA dude. I've never been there.
Okay, Roof Scene.
Just roof scene.
That's from The Hard Way. I've never even heard that movie.
Never heard of that
Man,
movie.
yeah.
Okay, Helicopter Blades Sequence.
Helicopter blades sequence. Is that not also T2?
No, it's from The Last Boy Scout.
Oh.
Okay,
No, I guess I saw it once.
and one movie that I think Dylan might get. Sorry, Dustin. I'm not sure if you. I don't know. You might have seen this movie. Second Jump from the Plane. Not the first
Con
one.
Air?
The second jump from the plane.
Second jump from plane. Is that
What is it?
Point Break?
Point Break.
It's Point Break.
In my mind, the first thing I thought of with Point Break is him shooting the gun in the air. So I'm just like, that movie?
I've only seen the movie once, so okay. Best Kiss, the first ever Best Kiss, went to Anna Klumsky and Macaulay Culkin for My Girl.
Wow.
a kid kiss?
Yeah, the first ever Best Kiss went to two.
It's a kid kiss.
Went to two 10-year-olds. And this is the only video. This is the only video I could find. Macaulay Culkin.
Who are the other nominees? There must have been more.
But this is the only video I could find. It's her accepting the award. Macaulay Culkin wasn't there, so they didn't start the whole you kiss when you're there tradition. So and it's just her being very awkward. She's like, I'm a little girl and I'm winning Best Kiss. Haha, this is weird. And
You guys are.
There were no other kisses that year. What were the other
there are
ones?
kisses. I'm just telling a story right now.
Well, it's making me uncomfortable. I don't like hearing about little kids being uncomfortable.
Basically, she was given an award and it wasn't the golden popcorn. It was like a film reel. I thought that was weird. Okay,
Weird. That is weird.
okay, the Addams Family was up for Best Kiss. Bugsy, Cape Fear,
Incest?
and The Naked Gun, 2.5, The Smell of Fear were all nominated for Best Kiss.
Weird.
Not a very good year for kissing.
Okay, Best Song from a movie went to Bryan Adams for Everything I Do It For You. From Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Damn, that movie sucks.
Wait, the what? The funny one?
No.
That's the one with Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everything I do.
It's pretty good impression. I haven't seen either. I haven't seen any Robin Hood movie.
Okay.
Wow, really? Well,
Oh, the Fox one.
we're gonna have a couple movies to watch.
Hey, I like Prince.
I don't like public domain characters. Okay.
I like what's the parody? Something in Tights. Men in Tights, Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
I like that. I used to watch that one all the time. That's a classic.
You say you don't like public domain characters, but you love that recent Frankenstein movie with the guy who was in Punisher. Was it Jane?
What Frankenstein movie?
I was making a reference to a very bad movie.
Yeah, and is hentai public domain? Because you love that stuff, don't you?
Yeah, you love it. Not me. He loves it. Oh, just a small joke on a British TV show where they have 10 letters and they have to try to make the longest word they can. Somebody recently used hentai, and everyone was like, "Brilliant! Yes, brilliant."
Wait, the longest? That's a very short word.
Yeah, but I mean, 6 letters is still longer than 3. So
I don't know about that. We're gonna have to talk about that off camera. Okay, best comedic performance went to Billy Crystal for City Slickers.
okay,
I gotta say, before you say okay, beating out Dana Carvey and Mike Myers for Wayne's World.
whoa, boo.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. Best villain, I also think is weird, went to Rebecca de Mornay for The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
No clue.
Beating out Robert Patrick from Terminator 2 and Robert De Niro from Cape Fear.
Wow. Yeah, that's bullshit.
Best on-screen duo went to Dana Carvey and Mike Myers for Wayne's World.
Yay!
Hell yeah, brother.
I just rewatched Wayne's World recently. It's funny.
Wow. Controversial statement about Wayne's
Really funny jokes in that movie.
I think they're both very funny. I haven't seen the second one in a while, but I remember them both being funny.
Second one does get a lot of shit for no reason, but it's funny.
It does have a funny T2 reference.
Yeah, the second one does, right?
No, first one.
Oh, the first one's got it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Speaking of T2, breakthrough performance went to Edward Furlong for Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Okay,
That wouldn't take him very far.
most desirable female went to Linda Hamilton for Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
With all those muscles? Ew, dude.
She did look a little older than they said she was. They said she was like, what, 25?
She was 29 in the movie.
29? Looked like she was 40.
I don't know about that.
She looked old and crusted. She looked like she looked like Bill and Ted.
I thought she looked pretty good. I don't know.
Look like both of them?
I have no idea what
Together?
you're talking about. I thought she looked pretty good.
I'd smash, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'd smash a fucking wall.
I'm not the Hulk. Okay, most desirable male. No one from T2 was even nominated. Sorry, T2.
Wow.
Sorry, Arnold.
Went to Keanu Reeves for Point Break.
Fair.
Beating out his partner, Patrick Swayze. Uh-oh. A lot of drama on the sequel set.
Rip.
Best female performance went to Linda Hamilton for Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
It was a great performance.
Best male performance went to Arnold Schwarzenegger, Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Hell yeah.
And the best movie went to Terminator 2 Judgment Day, beating out Backdraft, Boys in the Hood, JFK, and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Yeah, that definitely deserved it.
It deserved it.
Yeah, I can't think of... I mean, I haven't seen JFK. I know it's like an
I don't
all-star...
think the kids are watching JFK.
I know it's an all-star cast. I know people love that thing, but...
Like a 4-hour-long movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. So let's talk about the movie of the hour. Our first time ever watching it. Just kidding. But our first time watching it for the tournament. Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
I have a confession. This is my first time watching it in its entirety.
Wow. So have you guys seen Terminator?
Yeah, I've seen Terminator. I saw Terminator 2 first, though.
Yeah, I think...
And then I finally got around to seeing the first Terminator, and I hated it.
I think every...
And I rewatched...
every
And I
movie
rewatched...
has done that.
And I rewatched Terminator last year, and I really liked it.
No, Terminator's boring. The first Terminator is very boring. I guess.
Listen, we all know Genesis is the best Terminator movie.
Yes, we
Let's
all
get that out. Let's just get that out.
Boy. Yeah, until Dark Fate came along, then you were pissing your jeans. How excited you were for it.
No, Terminator 2 is great. It's fun.
But
cool.
I watched this with Katie, and I had you describe it, but since you took so long, I described it to her, and we were basically word for word describing the first Terminator. And I made Katie believe that Arnold Schwarzenegger was evil in this one. She was like, so she said, I thought Arnold Schwarzenegger was a good guy. And I said, no, he's never the good guy. And boy, oh boy, I fooled her so hard. So that way, when Robert Patrick ends up showing up, she thought he was the protector. and I was like,
Yeah, he's only the bad guy once in this whole entire franchise.
yeah,
Weird. Yeah. It would have been cool if they made him the bad guy one more time.
Spoiler alert for Dark Fate.
Sorry.
The opening scene, he's the bad guy.
That's another model. It's not the same. Oh, yeah.
You said Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's a different model.
Yeah.
Because this one died. You want me to spoil Dark Fate? I know what happens.
Okay, spoilers for Dark Fate.
The Terminator dies in this one, and immediately after, the robots send back an identical looking one to go kill John Connor. That's in the opening scenes of Dark Fate. That Arnold that version of Arnold that kills John Connor in Dark Fate just goes on. He walks away and lives his life.
Wait, as a Terminator?
and he gains the ability to feel guilt, and he feels
a job,
and he feels bad that he killed John Connor. So he grows old and he gets married and like has a family.
Wait,
he probably picks up knitting.
I'm not lying. He doesn't pick up knitting. He picks up selling curtains. He's like a curtain salesman.
How does he have a family?
It's funny because he mentioned something in this movie, talk about how he's like, Sarah Connor mentioned something how he's like programmed to be a perfect dad or something.
No, I mean physically, how does he have a family?
Oh no,
he's a robot.
They're her kids.
He's a robot.
There's someone there. They're not related.
So how did they pork?
He wasn't doing the pumping.
Please explain to me how they pork.
He says there's a line on off. I haven't seen Dark Fate. I've seen like
Dylan, don't answer anything.
Huh?
Explain to me how they pork.
Well, he does have a wiener.
Explain it to me.
Well, the robots built a wiener.
Do you know how sex is had?
I've done it. I just want to hear how Terminator would do it.
The same way as a human.
Okay, then explain it to me, please. With helpful tips. Come on.
I'm not doing it. You're not a Terminator. You want to take those tips.
Okay, first thing you gotta do is optimize your drive space.
Anyway, he says that he programmed himself to be like the optimal dad. He knows like when his partner, his like goal in life was to be like a partner to this woman that he married, which I don't believe you even see. I think it's all off screen.
Is she a ghost?
Oh yeah, he married a ghost, dude.
All right, but we're not here to talk.
That's a dumb movie. We're
not here to talk about Dark Fate. We're here to talk about Terminator 2: Judgment Day.
The best Terminator movie.
Sure.
That was good. Ride though. I'm just kidding. The ride's pretty fun though.
I gotta say, I'm just gonna say right off the bat, yes, this is the best Terminator movie. I do not care about the Terminator franchise. In this movie, did not really hold up that well, in my opinion. I thought
it did. You mean like effects?
No, I just mean as in me caring about the movie. I was just like, all right, who cares? Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the whole franchise ends with this one. As far as I'm concerned.
Sure, I think it starts and ends with this one, in my opinion, because the first one's boring and all the other ones are boring. This one's pretty much just okay, in my opinion. So I'm not a big Terminator guy, so...
You are jacked like a Terminator.
Thank you.
Okay, you're massive, brother.
Dustin, what'd you think about Terminator 2: Judgment Day?
I thought it was pretty good. I'll be honest. Like watching this, I was like, "Oh man, this is a really well-made film." If you don't count like all of John's voice lines having to be redubbed.
Oh, yeah, we learned that it was all ADR'd. They roomed it.
Why was he ADR'd?
Because he was growing up too quickly.
Okay, because you could tell it was ADR, so I was like, it must have just been windy. that's what I was thinking. I was like, it must have been really windy.
He was growing so fast, apparently, that in some scenes they had to like dig a ditch for him to stand in so that he remained like the same height, so he wasn't like getting too tall.
I thought you were going to say to fix his voice. I was like, what?
Well, they dug him a ditch so they could bury him for being a bad actor.
So apparently this movie was supposed to have a 10 to 12 week shooting schedule, and it ended up going past 4 months because of certain shooting difficulties, and he apparently was growing too fast, too
furious. I love the way this movie looks. It's very silver. It's like the first movie I remember seeing being like, this movie looks very silver.
Yeah, there's nothing like filmmaking wise. I don't think there's anything bad about it.
Yeah, well, James Cameron, he's like, he's a masterclass.
I just thought it was a little okay. I was like, I wasn't mad at the movie. I wasn't bored. I got through it just fine, but I had no.
You know what it is this suffers from like the same thing that I bring this up all the time on this podcast now, is that I've seen things that I've learned from T2 and have done T2 better, and now I have to go back and watch this, and it's like watching Citizen Kane. It's like, yeah, sure, cool, but like it's boring as fuck sometimes.
Only sometimes.
There's some really amazing scenes and some cool action scenes. I think I really do love them getting to whatever the guy's name is, Dyson or whatever, and like having to explain the first movie and everything to him, and he's just like, okay, well, I just won't do it. and they're like, nah, it doesn't work like that, brother. I thought that whole sequence was really fun. Like I liked what that means for the universe and everything. But like watching the Terminator be cool, it wasn't very fun. Watching him,
What?
I did at the beginning.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Watching him be cool at the beginning wasn't very fun. Later, when we're connected to him, and it's like funny watching him ice people and the kid be mad about it. I was like, that's really fun. I like their relationship, and I like the scenes that play out on that. Any of the scenes that don't play on the relationships of these characters, I do not care for.
I love everything about this movie. I think it's so exciting.
You said it had cool action sequences, and I feel like it didn't. Like, I don't know, the big LA River one, it's really just a truck chasing after him.
I think
That's exciting.
Full stop.
You get chased by a truck, dude.
I'm sure it's very scary, but as an action scene, I didn't find it all that interesting, because I remember as a kid that was like a huge action scene. I was showing it to Katie now. I was like, look, a truck chase after him.
Well, that's the problem, is that we've had F8 where like cars are flying in between buildings, and you're like, you gotta mitigate your.
That's
But I don't even need that.
Your expectations.
But like there are like lesser craziness action scenes that are still interesting. Like it would have been shot, like, not this movie was shot bad, but I don't know. I don't know why this keeps coming to mind. In the movie, what's the Kevin Bacon movie that's directed by
Tremors?
Saw? Directed by Saw.
Dead Sentence.
Death Sentence.
Death Sentence.
Dead Sentence. There's like the parking garage thing where the camera.
Yeah, that scene's great.
It's just really cool. Like, I felt like there would have been cooler ways to direct.
Well, they didn't have that technology back
This
then.
action scene just wasn't interesting to me. It was just a truck chasing after a kid, and the kid was like, "Wow."
It was just a truck.
Yeah, but this was the coolest way they could have shot this back then. This probably was,
I guess
like,
get some
new
GoPros and drones,
interesting.
baby.
Yeah, they would have just made those Terminators.
I loved at the
The
end,
Terminators fly now.
dude, when they froze him with the liquid nitrogen, that looked so fucking good. I thought that looked amazing.
Yeah, the CGI looks pretty cool, but I don't know. Just even that scene where they freeze him, it's just like, oh, this is like the crazy scene where they freeze him. It wasn't that interesting to me. It was like they just freeze him and he comes back. I was like, okay.
This movie does suffer a little bit from like an action sequence you could have in 3 minutes taking 10-15 minutes, because like, oh, we did something, it doesn't really work. Oh, we did something, it doesn't really work. Oh, it doesn't really work.
I always felt bad for his foster parents. They got murked.
Dude, they got murked. Well, they also sucked.
They didn't
Well, not
suck.
the
He
mom.
sucked. They didn't suck. I don't.
The mom didn't suck.
You saying John
The dad
Connor
sucked.
sucked?
I think John. Yeah, he was an asshole.
Yeah, he's a
was.
little shit. Yeah. I'm talking myself more into liking this movie, but it's still like,
You're trying to talk me into liking it, but I just felt like it suffers from the bad guy is way too powerful and he's doing stuff that, like, he should have killed John Connor. I don't get why it's taking him this long to kill him. I mean, he's
That's the whole franchise. Why is it taking so long?
He's
to
a
kill this boy?
liquid metal guy. And why not just send a robot back to the first movie? That way, you got two robots to deal with now. Why did they send him now? I was
That's
like,
true.
Why does
Hey, the first one didn't work out. Let's give him some buddies. Send a gang.
let's give him some
Send a
time
sniper.
to learn. Instead, maybe just go.
Why did they use a sniper ever?
that's the thing, is if they wanted to really kill him, they just would have used a sniper. They just would have had pick.
No movie then, I guess.
They would have literally been like, okay, well, where was John Connor at this time? Okay, well, I'm gonna be right here. Pick him off.
I mean, they might not know where he was exactly, but I don't know.
I mean, in the first one, he literally has. In the first one, he's literally like a robot with a computer brain, and he goes and looks in the phone book.
Yeah, he kills
It's
all the
pretty
Sarah
great.
Connors. But
Kills all the Sarah Connors in town.
I just think Liquid Man would be able to do a lot worse. I don't get why he's struggling so hard to kill him. I don't know.
Because he's not big and strong. He's slim and quick.
But he is strong.
He does disappear like in the middle of the movie for a while.
Yeah, when they go to Tyson's house, he kind of just goes, "Okay, I'll get a new helmet."
Does he kill that family?
No,
No, he never goes to their house.
Yeah, he does. He walks into the house.
Oh, he does. Yeah, at the end. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, so they're probably dead. Who gives a shit? They're all dead.
They're all dead. Judgment Day is inevitable. Who's that guy from Stranger Things? The older brother, and he's in that new X-Men movie that just came out.
Oh yeah, I know.
He needs to be. Why don't they just make him John Connor? It looks just like Edward Furlong, like 10 years older.
The guy who plays Steve? Or
Huh? No, the other one. The brother.
The older brother. The British one.
I don't know. The guy from New Mutants?
Yes, I said
Yeah.
that.
You said X-Men movie, and that didn't trigger in my head that New Mutants was an X-Men movie. Because
You're not like a nerd like we are, dude.
You want to go see it?
Yeah. It doesn't say X-Men in the title. It's confusing. No, there's jump scares in that movie. Screw that.
Just make him John Connor. Write a whole project around him being the new John Connor. He looks just like Edward Furlong.
Spoiler for Dark Fate, didn't he get shot to death?
They've reinvented this franchise and like fucked up the timeline so many times. They don't give a shit.
I kind of like that.
Every
like
movie could be a sequel to the first one.
I kind of like a movie that just picks its own canon. It's just like, we like this. Because, I mean, the X-Men movies started to do that at some point. We're like, we like this, we like that.
What if Arnold Schwarzenegger had wheels for feet? Let's just do that.
This one's the Terminator's black.
Oh, OJ was supposed to be him first.
And also, why does the Terminator care? Why do either of them care about getting clothes? Like, I know it makes them look normal, but
Well, they want to fit in.
I just don't think they need to fit in. He could walk around as a naked dude. He can turn his arms into knives and just kill. Like, he's really.
That would just like bring too much bullshit.
Doesn't matter.
And then the military shows up.
He's unstoppable. He's liquid.
The military shows up. They ice him.
They deport him.
Or worst case scenario, Or worst case scenario, they find this guy, they kill him, and they're like, "Whoa, there's some liquid fucking robot. Maybe we should like stop Skynet."
Yeah, that's what would happen.
No, the military would use it, and they would just make it happen earlier.
Yeah, they'd make it Genesis.
That's the point of this whole movie, I guess.
I don't know.
The song that John Connor keeps playing, that Guns N' Roses song, Christian Bale plays that in Salvation. Nice cool little throwback.
That was nominated for it was nominated for an MTV Movie Award. It didn't win.
Oh,
Fuck it, then.
Yeah, it's in.
I wish I was when I saw Salvation for the first time. I was like praying that at one point Christian Bale would say "easy money." Does it twice in this movie, and in The Ride twice.
He says it twice in The Ride.
I'm almost certain, at least once.
He says, "Hey guys, I'm John Connor. Easy money, easy money."
Easy money. I don't know. I don't have that many problems like story-wise with the movie. I'm just being a little too harsh on it. I like the whole part where they tell the guy he creates Skynet. That's a lot to take in. He believes it all too. He's just like, "Oh yeah, you showed me a robot."
What if you learned that you created a podcast that killed everyone?
I would do it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it. But I also thought it was cool that his wife was in on that conversation. I just feel like in most like 90s movies, the wife would just go along with the kid and be like, "Oh, come here," and the wife would just have no idea. Instead, she's like there helping. She's just like, "Well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Like, we're learning, aren't we?" And they're like, "Nah, it doesn't matter.
Complicated.
It doesn't matter." I thought that was cool.
What did you think about that guy licking her face?
I want a good hour and a half more of that.
Yeah, we were thinking the same thing. I'm glad we're all on the same page.
Yeah, we were butt naked when that happened. We were like, "Oh, here we go, here we go."
Did that guy ever die?
You should just beat the shit out of him.
I was going to say, he
Fun
didn't get a
fact.
death scene, did he?
No. Fun fact: in an earlier scene where he clubs her like in the stomach, he kept fucking it up, forcing him to like keep hitting her because he wasn't hitting her hard enough. So then later, when they filmed that scene where she comes up behind him and hits him, she did that 100% as hard as she could for real. Like that's what she's really hitting him there.
Wait, so he's a bad guy actor too?
I think he's just like an annoying actor. She was getting tired of like having to get constantly hit because he wouldn't do it hard enough the first time.
That's weird.
Like he would like not really connect or like slow down.
Because he was learning not to hit women, dude.
I could have sworn that when it showed him licking her face, I was like, "Oh, he's gonna get one hell of a death scene." Like they're really setting up like this guy's bad, and we can't wait to see his body get blown up or something. Instead, he just kind of gets whacked on the head.
Yeah. I wish he would have been one of the ones that got killed by Terminator.
Yeah.
Bang.
That's what I was saying. Get him blown up.
He gets murked.
I also wanted to see more of the liquid Terminator turning into other people. I thought that'd been cool.
I want to see him turn into like a milk jug.
He can't turn into that. It's too small.
No, he turns into the floor. He turns into the floor, and he only does inanimate objects like once.
Yeah.
Because it really threw Katie off. It was like, he just turned into the floor? I was like, well, yeah, but he never does it any other time.
It'd be funny if he turned into the Pepsi machine.
What if he... Yeah, that would have been cool. What if he turned into just a big-ass fucking gun and then killed John Connor?
No, he can't.
He's just a walking gun.
I mean, he's
like that dude from Terminator.
But he says that there's too many... there's like...
Too many working parts.
There's working parts and there's like... what am I trying to say? Chemical explosions and stuff going on. He can't do that. But he could
literally say that.
He could just turn his body into a big old knife or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he just turns into a knife and then drops on John Connor.
Yeah, he should be like, what is John Connor like?
Pussy?
Money?
Yeah, he should just be a chick with a huge rack.
Does he ever say anything good about girls? He wasn't like, hey, check out that girl. He likes money and he likes being a bad boy.
All right, he turns into a cool motorbike.
See, or he turns into an ATM.
Yeah.
And that's how he
and he tries hacking him, and then he just slices him in the stomach. And he says, hack this.
Yeah, we're the writers for the Terminator.
Hack this.
And movie over. Franchise done.
Hell yeah, brother.
Well, I gotta compare this movie, at least a little bit, to the movie that beat The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. The movie it's going up against, Titanic, is back. So we don't need to do a full recap of Titanic, but Titanic is a billion times better.
A billion?
We did watch it. We all watched it together. Well, most of it together.
Yeah.
A billion?
I would say Titanic is 1 billion times better than Terminator 2.
You can't even count to a billion, dude.
1, 2, 3.
I don't want to give what I'm thinking away, but man, I love the Titanic, baby. God damn.
You just like Titanic more because it makes you horny.
I would say, yeah. When does the Terminator ever draw any naked girls? Okay, or guys?
That would be awesome.
If he drew a naked guy, I'd be into that too.
Hey, you never ask in this movie, like, how come the iceberg didn't come after them faster?
They did learn
Why
about it.
didn't the iceberg just turn into a giant ATM?
ATM!
Although it would be funny if, like, during Terminator, the whole time they're like, it's like, don't worry, there's never going to be anyone to come here and kill you, John.
I just feel like with Titanic, I really only have like one bad thing to say about it. And that's that weird shot where they put their faces onto stunt doubles running away from water, and it's terrifying.
It's crazy, yeah. The technology difference in this movie, because they're 5 years apart, not even.
No, they're close to 10 years apart.
Wait, Terminator 2.
Isn't it 91 and 97?
92 and 97, right?
When did Terminator come out? I don't know.
Either way, that's 5 to 6 years.
But yeah, that's the thing is, so much of this movie is practical too.
Terminator's 91, Titanic was 97.
They're making it like a 96.
So yeah, they're 6 years apart. They were released 6 years apart.
And was this? He made True Lies between them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
True Lies is pretty good.
He also made what's that one movie when they're underwater? Abyss?
Avatar?
That was before.
Okay.
Terminator.
Avatar 2.
Avatar 2. The Last Airbender.
It's in the water.
Avatar 2. It's in the water.
It's in the water, baby.
But like, Titanic shouldn't be this good. I mean, it's 3 hours long. Terminator's 2 hours long, which I thought was too long for it.
I like that length.
This movie's 3 hours and 15 minutes long.
This movie's too long, but I don't mind watching it, even though it's 3 hours long. I know it's too long for you guys, but for me, I think it's I think it's perfect length because it basically feels like two different movies, almost three different movies. But
Yeah, the romance stuff for the chicks and the boobs and crashing for the boys.
The boobs.
Then everyone dying for everyone.
It is a good as hell movie. I was one of those people that didn't like Titanic for like a long, almost decades.
What? Too many jump scares for you? I thought
it was too boring. But it's really, what'd you say?
Did it have too many jump scares for you?
Too many jump scares, too many tits.
I still can't get over the fact that like both of them close their eyes when she swings the axe on his cuffs, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
It makes sense for him, I think, but her.
Makes sense for him, but not her.
Her, yeah, it's like, bitch.
Get a gun.
Well, I mean, she didn't know what she was doing. She was just doing, let's hope this works. Yeah. I don't know.
The movie could have ended very differently. She just cut.
Yeah, she just murked him, and she's like, ugh.
She hits him right in the head.
Ugh. Sneaks out.
she just goes, gross. He's poor and dead. And then she dips out, and then she marries that guy.
The one thing I did say while we were watching this movie, it reminded me of like a Comic-Con relationship or a con relationship. Most people don't fall in love with cons, but you usually do find like friends or something. But it usually only lasts while you're at the con. Like you'll become like best friends with someone for those like 3 days.
Should make a movie about that.
Comic-Con love?
Con love.
Con love? Love con.
Love con. Yeah, Dylan made a really great point that if this movie would have, if the ship wouldn't have sunk, they would have had the graduation ending where they're both like, yeah, we're in America now.
Hey, we got to live with our choices. And we also had the revelation watching this where, because, you know, she's talking to Bill Paxton and team. We realized watching it again this time that she's telling the story about Jack too, and he's like in the parlor, in the bar, gets into the fight. So she wasn't there, so she's just going based on what Jack told her.
Right.
Jack could have been a murderer. Jack could have killed people for those tickets.
Yeah, because
we got really excited because we thought that maybe he was Jack the Ripper, but. Yeah, a little too young. Yeah,
he's about 20 years too young.
Yeah, because winning the tickets with a perfect hand is a little too good of a story. Sounds like he might have beat a guy to death for those tickets.
We were just going based on his work, and he's dead.
Yeah,
and he's on the run. And Fabrizio is like a serial killer or something.
Fabrizio. I don't know. He could have just been a guy, like, he could have just had 2 tickets, and this guy was like, I'm hanging out. And he was like, hey, come with me.
But yeah, I agree. There is something about this movie that just, like, works on a phenomenal scale, and it probably is mostly due to James Cameron's directing. Because the script is the script. It's not like nothing. Like, it is very cookie cutter.
He
like
wrote the script too, right?
Yeah, he is. And that's his style. His writing is very on the nose. But I think it's just like he knew how to direct the actors. He knew how to direct the action, and the movie just looks very well to the point where I think if it was in the hands of anyone else, it would have just been an all right movie.
I think another great thing about this movie is that there's a pretty big cast. If you count like side characters, there's a pretty big cast, and almost all of them have a full arc.
Yeah,
which is crazy. Like the ship engineer, the ship owner.
Go ahead.
I'd say like a lot of them have a full arc, and it's really interesting to see like all these different people. I think like even scenes that don't have Jack and Rose have like a little interesting because we were watching it again, and I really found a new appreciation for the scene where the guy who owns the boat gets on that ship, and it's just like.
He didn't even look at this.
Yeah, he's like, don't mind me.
Dude from Jumanji.
I also really like the scene where Kathy Bates, after the ship crashes, and she's like, well, we need to go back and let more people on our boat. And everyone else is like, they're going to tear this boat apart. And she's kind of like, what? It kind of shows that, like, oh, I'm rich and I'm with the rich people, but these people kind of suck ass. Like, maybe I don't want to be with these rich people. Like, she kind of had her whole arc there. I like that a lot, too.
Yeah. The only complaint I had about this movie is so there's a part where they're like about to both get on the boats, or actually Rose gets on the boat. She goes back because she wants to go for Jack, and then I can't exactly remember what happens, but there's a point where Billy Zane and Jack and Rose kind of like split up, and I think like Billy Zane's kind of like, all right, she's with him now, they're in love, but then he like gets mad and like pulls the gun out of his buddy's jacket and starts shooting them, which forces them like back down to the lower levels, and it just kind of it just kind of felt like a way, like an excuse for them. They were like trying to figure, like, how do we get them back down there?
Yeah,
because they're like almost there. It's just like, well, we got to figure out a way for them to get deeper. Like, I felt like they could have found another way. And we also brought up the point, like, we're all literally on the same boat. We all have the same amount of time. Like, you could have just waited out for him to stop shooting. There's like 6 max in that chamber. That's only one of the small complaints. It's a big complaint, but probably the only one.
He could find another gun. You probably don't want to be around Billy Zane. If a guy is actively shooting at you, you probably, even if he runs out of bullets, you probably don't want to go near him because he's probably going to find another way to deal with you.
That's true.
Also very funny.
But it's not like he had time to wait around. He was going to biff out of there in 5 minutes when shit started really.
I think Billy Zane wouldn't care. I think he would rather win than live.
That's true.
I honestly think he would.
That's true. But this movie's hard to watch.
Yeah, it's sad sometimes.
Too jump scary?
It's just like way too like harrowing. It's like very intense.
It's very sad.
And like real.
And the music, if the music wasn't that good, I don't think it wouldn't hit your bones as hard. Like especially
they should have had the Terminator.
Especially the end sequence.
As the iceberg's coming out.
But I'm just saying, like, that end sequence when I guess when she's dead and she's, like, meeting Jack on the boat for, like, that last part, the music is very perfect in that scene, I thought.
Yeah. Did we talk about that last time? Because when we're all watching it together, we were having an argument whether that means she died. Because my thing is, her intention was she was going to go to that Bill Paxton boat, and her whole plan was to die there. I think that she brought all of her shit with her as, like, a way for her to be like, I'm going to share my life with Jack because this is where he last was, and so she went there full intention to die where she was supposed to die, and then that's why we see him and literally everyone else in that dream is people who died, confirmed died on the
screen.
ship, just died on screen.
I think 100% that last scene, she is dead. I think her on the boat.
Agree.
But you weren't saying that when we were watching it.
I don't think her laying in the bed, like her laying in the bed on the boat.
Her old ass.
I don't think she dies there. I think it cuts to whenever she. It cuts to whenever
I'm not saying we witnessed her pass. I'm saying like she.
No,
was
I don't think she dies on the boat. I don't think she brought.
I think we witnessed her pass, brothers. I think the way the camera movement goes into her head and then comes up into the shot, fades in. I think we see her having her soul passing up,
her DMT firing in her brain cells.
If she died, she would have went
and excavated her bowels.
She just goes, "Oh fuck, I'm dying!"
Or she would make that sound when she drops the necklace. That
yeah, which is another way. I think she was fully planning.
I think all three of us were pissed that she ditches the necklace.
Yeah, she shouldn't have done that.
What a stupid bitch.
Give it to Bill Paxton.
Yeah, but give it to Bill Paxton.
Give it to the museum.
Because it's one thing if someone found that diamond and knew nothing about Titanic or Jack or whatever, but like if you give the diamond to Bill Paxton, then he can tell the story of Jack. He can tell the story again. Then that means then I think Jack would live on with that diamond, even though even though he was only with that diamond for like 30 minutes.
You can write James Cameron, and he will pull a Spielberg or a Lucas and redo it.
He's done it before, with the stars and all that stuff.
He'll CGI her. He'll CGI Bill Paxton on the bottom of the ship going,
catching him. Well, he's dead now too. So.
In my opinion, her giving it back to the boat, I don't know. I feel like she's letting go of Jack when I think letting Jack.
She's letting go of him and then walking into his arms.
Yeah, letting Jack live on, I thought would have been better. I don't know. I'm not saying
my heart will go on.
Story-wise, I'm just saying her character was stupid.
Yeah.
She's also an old woman.
That would have been cool. Thinking about that would have been cool if it like faded into like a Titanic museum and there's like a little tiny section talking about Jack or something. But like in memory of.
They probably wouldn't talk about Jack like a savior because he didn't really do much other than he was.
Well, it could be like this thing was this is dedicated and like donated by some, I don't know.
No, it's like he's right because like if you go to some history museums, they have like little vignettes about characters and about people that lived on them.
Yeah,
that's true. I just feel like, I don't know. maybe Jack, this murderer who killed his way onto the boat. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
they find that out through like DNA fingerprint technology. They're like, oh,
Hey, this guy was a psychopath.
he was a kid raper.
Yeah,
He used to drop anvils on people.
he spits on people until they die.
Yeah, he spits on them until they die.
I don't know. I still don't like the scene where he like forces Kate how to spit. She was very much like, "Hey, I don't want to do this," and he was like, "No, you spit."
Call her Katie.
You spit. Did I say that?
Yeah, you did. Wow,
Kate.
that's oh my god.
I think I called her Kate.
Kate Winslet.
Her name is
Katie
Kate.
Winslet.
Her name is Kate Winslet. Because I keep calling her Kate because I'm watching a lot of Lost, and there's a Kate in that, and that Kate never gets rid of her necklaces.
Wow,
Lost is
it's a
better.
character trait in the show. It was in the mystery box of the show.
Yeah, that's why they're all
she
on
keep
the
all her
island,
necklaces?
because she wouldn't give up that necklace. I'm just kidding, of course. But to compare Titanic to Terminator 2, Judgment Day, it's like comparing a cheeseburger.
Do a cheeseburger with no cheese?
It's comparing a cheeseburger to like a cold waffle. A cold waffle's good if you need a cold waffle. If you need something to eat, yeah, I'll eat it. But boy, oh boy, I would rather that cheeseburger.
Is Titanic your favorite movie?
No, but I'm talking about these two movies.
It sounds like you're ready to vote.
I've been ready to vote since the day I was born, but if you guys have anything more to say, does Terminator 2 do something better than that Titanic does?
Shooting. Guns.
Hell yeah, America,
I
baby.
guess, in my opinion, it does handle robots a little bit better.
Yeah. And people exploding.
Actually, in my opinion, I think Titanic might handle robots better because a liquid robot makes no sense to me.
Dude, what if that was a Terminator turned into an iceberg?
Dude, what if they sent Terminators back in time to save the Titanic?
But I'm just saying, like, a liquid Terminator is very weird. They never really explained how it works. They're just like, it's just liquid metal.
The next Terminator, they're gonna send people back to save Sarah Connor's great-great-grandfather.
And it's like in the Wild West.
Yeah.
The Wiki Wild Wild West?
That's right. Her great-great-grandfather is Will Smith's character from Wild Wild West.
Jim West?
Jim West.
Wow. That's crazy.
She'll be out of that
I'm
dress when she meets Jim West.
Oh,
Oof. Consensually.
Yeah, she's gonna get out of that dress
She takes it off.
when she meets Jim West.
She sees Jim West and he goes, aha, and then she takes
I'm just saying, Dylan seems to be the big Terminator 2 guy in here. So, Dylan,
Any closing thoughts?
How is Terminator 2 better than Titanic? You have no answer. That's my.
I haven't given my answer yet.
See, that's my answer. That you have no answer.
I think it's a better action movie if you're looking for an action movie. However, I really, 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 really wanted not only to not have to watch Titanic again and waste that time, but I love Terminator 2 so much. So I was like really, really hoping that I would vote for it. And when I was watching it and when it got over, I was like, yeah, I think I could vote for Terminator 2 more. But like as we were watching, like by the time Bill Paxton showed up on screen, I'm like, fuck, dude, I think I gotta vote for Titanic. This movie's too good. So I would say that my vote's Titanic, begrudgingly.
Wow, one vote for Titanic. Wow.
And now Titanic is really starting to concern me as to my vote for what I thought was going to win overall.
We didn't talk about this, but
Oh yeah, we should bring it up.
for some reason, off camera, not for some reason, but off camera, at the beginning of round 2, we should have did it at the very beginning of the tournament, but at the beginning of
We just slipped our minds.
beginning of round 2, us three individually wrote down on a piece of paper what we think will win the entire tournament. We're going to see if we're close, if we're off.
It's not what we think is the best movie. It's what we believe will win.
Mine is both. They just lined up, but
Okay.
Me too.
But mine's written down here. I don't have a fancy envelope like you guys, but they're sealed, so we're not changing it. But yeah, so we're going to see on the last episode if we line up or not. That's one vote, Titanic. Dustin, Terminator 2 Judgment Day versus Titanic. How do you feel?
Titanic all day, motherfuckers.
Was that you diving in?
That's me diving in back into the cold waters of the Atlantic for Titanic.
That's insensitive.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm going to vote for Titanic. It's just so much better. Just the way it looks, the way it sounds.
I will say that this is the first time me watching Terminator 2, but by the end when he has to like say goodbye to Arnold, I was like feeling emotion. I was like, oh man, that sucks for him.
Yeah, I do feel like Jack should have given a thumbs up on his way down.
That would have been fucking awesome, dude. That would rule.
That would have been so sick.
A nice callback.
On his way down, he just goes.
He's playing bass.
Yeah, he's like playing the bass guitar.
I just want to point out we have 3 movies that have made it to round 3 so far. 2 of the 3 are over 3 hours long. So
I know, it sucks.
Fuck.
So get ready. I might even.
We're watching these each time.
Yeah, I might.
Yeah, that's the rules.
I might add Magnolia to the mix. I might add.
I thought you were about to say Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, that's not.
I'd be down for that.
I forgot to tell you, The Irishman has won an MTV Movie
shit.
Awards.
No. The director's cut of The Hobbit.
I've never watched The Irishman.
Me neither.
Can't force me.
You know what movies you have watched, Dylan? The 2 movies that come up next week. So they're both returning movies. No movies were seated in. So the first one is the movie that beat There's Something About Mary. Do you guys remember?
Transformers? We gotta watch Transformers again?
Transformers
Hell yeah!
is going against the movie that beat Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Oh man, we just watched The Avengers. Fuck!
Avengers. Yes, the first bracket was a little out of order because I had to watch some sequels in order. So Transformers.
I'd be more excited if I had to watch Star Wars.
Son of a bitch.
Transformers versus the Avengers.
You already know what's going on. Can we just tie into next episode?
I honestly don't know which movie I'm gonna pick for, so I don't know. I'm not sure where you guys are at with those movies because in my
I
head,
don't know how much I love Transformers.
in my head they're pretty even. I don't know. I guess we'll get to it next week.
We'll get into it next week.
Yes, we will. So I also want to say that we are over halfway through this tournament. I should have said that last week, so now we're a little bit more over halfway through. We're getting through these, baby.
Hey, we're almost there, baby.
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 Driver.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week for Transformers versus the Avengers. See you next time. Bye.
Dun, 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 dun.